Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mind of Iggy. I'm Iggy. And so I'm here to just talk to you a little bit, talk to you about a couple things. I got a show coming up here later this week. But for the most part, I'm back from my pneumonia. I've been sick, just trying to get better. But I want to talk to you a little bit about passive-aggressive people, or people who just really just don't understand that they kind of screwed up with other people. Now, you know, I know I'm not everybody's friend, and I know not everybody jives me, and I get that. And that's okay. I'm all right with that. But these people who come into our sacred circle, sacred space, and violate other people's space by touching them or lying. What I can't stand is when people lie about being in ceremony with me and talking about being with me and doing work with me, and they've never, ever done work with me. And these same people come into our sacred space, and we ask them not to smoke pot. We ask them not to do this or that. We ask them not to touch other people without their consent, laying on hands. The holistic community, just because it's holistic and because we're love and light, doesn't mean that everybody's freaking love and light. Then not everybody is just, oh, we're just like special and we're like exempt from stuff. No, man. The same bullshit happens in the love and light community. We have people who come in here and disrespect other people's space. And then they try to throw it in your face that you're not a peacemaker, that you're not a good person, or that you're not forgiving. But listen, it's not about forgiveness. It's about your actions and how you behave. When you come into sacred space, or you come into anybody's space, and you violate that space and you violate that trust, you're a jackass. You're an asshole, okay, for doing that. The only person you have to blame is yourself for doing that. Okay, excuse my language, but I'm going to be very frank, because obviously people understand frank better than not. Okay, so when I have a drum circle and people come in there and they disrespect the drum circle, okay, it says more about them and what their intentions are. Okay, it says more about people who come in and violate other people's sacred space. Now, as a facilitator and as a leader, or whatever you want to call me, it is my job to make sure that people who are in the circle are safe and feel safe. When they come to me and they tell me they don't feel safe and they don't feel protected, okay, it's my duty to step in front and say, listen, you're out. You're out and you're not allowed here anymore, okay? This isn't about forgiveness. This isn't about, that I'm not a good guy. Oh, Iggy's is one way. No, Iggy is a straight shooter, tell you to your face when you've done something that you're not supposed to be doing, and I will let you know, okay? And you're not going to just weasel your butt back in thinking that it's going to be okay, all right? Because that's not how it works. The love and light community is like any community, like any religious community, like any other community, okay? We have our assholes too, okay? We have our people who don't respect people's sacred space, okay? So this illusion that love and light and that we're ascended and that we are going through the ascension process, listen, okay? Everybody's ascending. Everybody's going through the ascension process, period. If you're growing at any factor in your life, if you are growing in your heart and your spirit and soul, you are ascending, okay? Nobody necessarily is special. No one is better than anybody else in the circle. But what I will not tolerate is people coming in thinking that they're going to be laying on hands on people without permission of these other people, and thinking that because they can put their hands on them, they can just put them wherever they want. That's not going to happen ever again, okay? And for those of you who don't like the work that I do and the way I do it, then find yourself another circle to hang out in, okay? Stop coming and stop causing problems in mine, okay? I work with people who want to work with me. I work with people who want to experiencing things a little differently, okay? So if you don't jive with Iggy Garcia, then don't hang out with Iggy Garcia. I won't be offended. I won't be hurt. I won't be upset. You actually do us both a favor, because then you don't have to pretend like you like me, okay? Or pretend that, I'm okay with you, or that I'm okay, that we have to put up with each other. That I won't do anymore, okay? And when people call me out and tell me that I should be this way or that way because they think I should be a certain way, that's more your projection onto me, how you think I should be versus how I truly am. Me, truly I am a person who's very serious when it comes to when I do my work. And I'm very playful, I'm very joyful and fun when I have to be. But when my space and when my friends and my circle is violated by people who have no respect and don't even apologize for doing that, that won't happen anymore. Absolutely not. Okay? You may think that I'm being hard and I'm being harsh, but you know what? I'm going to tell you because, a lot of people won't tell you. A lot of people just pretend and act like they're your friends and act like you're okay. Oh, wait, wait, wait. No, that's not, no more. Because you know what? That old school, everybody else is willing to tell everybody else how they need to think and how they need to be and how they have to see the world and that we have to accept this person or that person for who they are and how they are. No, you accept people by their character and by the judgment and how they behave with you and how they treat you. It doesn't matter about their sexual orientation. It doesn't matter if they're gay, lesbian, or whatever, okay? It doesn't matter. If you are honestly, truthfully good person, then people will see the goodness in you. People will see the true nature of your heart. You don't have to pretend or act or project onto people the feelings and emotions because that is more of labeling. And you know what? This labeling crap and when people try to label me and pigeonhole me and think that I have to be a certain way for you, no, I'm nobody's guru, okay? The only guru I have is God above. And that's it. God is my savior, and God protects me. And that's the only thing I trust. And if you don't like that, then you need to move on and find yourself another circle because you know what? I'm going to keep drumming. I'm going to keep sharing in the Great Spirit's message, all right? Because the Great Spirit helps me. Those of you who violate, the Great Spirit makes it very clear. Okay, God makes it very clear who needs to go out and who needs to get lost. Okay, now it's their journey to find their way back. Okay, it's also my job is to protect the circle and make sure that, it has to be done properly. Because so many times we let people back in and they still act the same behavior over and over and over. And we put up with it, we tolerate it. We don't need to tolerate any of that crap anymore, okay? Tolerance is one thing, okay, but you know what? That won't happen. I wanted to share that with you because you know what? There have been people who have said that I am not a forgiving person because I won't let such and such a person back into our space. Well, such and such a person is a freaking perv, okay? I'm going to say it like that, all right? When you're a pervert and when you try to touch people and you try to do things, you don't belong in that circle. You need to go find yourself some help and you need to get some counseling and you need to get some work and find yourself and better yourself if you're going to be in front of people. The shit you pull at home and you ain't going to pull in these circles, okay? So I'm done with this message. If you find it offensive, then, it's too bad. That's on you. I'm not going to apologize for that because you know what? My job is to make sure that everything that I'm working through and everything I'm doing, that people step into my space and step into these circles and all these things that we manifest and create together, that people feel safe. When people aren't safe, they let you know. And I've been told that people have not felt safe and those people have been removed. Okay? And when those people try to come back at me with passive aggressive, attitudes that I am not a good person, all right? I'm a human being. I'm flawed as all can get out, all right? And yeah, I make mistakes. And sometimes my judgment isn't always good. But most of the time, my judgment is pretty good about people and people's behavior and how they treat other people, okay? So those of you who don't jive with me and don't like me, that's on you, okay? Because if you really got to know the true Iggy Garcia, the person who I am, you would have a different opinion of me. All you see is the surface stuff and all the things that I do and how I behave in the work that I do. I'm not too different, okay? Those of you who know me know that I'm pretty serious. When I get serious, I get serious. And when I have fun, I have fun. But anyhow, this is Iggy Garcia. This is my mind. This is the mind of Iggy, the heart of Iggy, sharing with you, okay, that the work that I do is valuable, is very important. It's from God, all right? And you know what? And I also have to make sure that people in the space are safe, okay? And if you are not a person and your intentions are wrong, you're going to be seen and you're not going to be welcomed and you're not going to be welcomed back. And if you think that Iggy's being hard, yeah, Iggy's going to be hard because you know what? Iggy learned the hard way as a child that sometimes we let people back in and they do the exact same thing, and they hurt us again. And sometimes they hurt us and hurt us deeper than the first time. All right, so this is a warning to others of you. If you don't want to be here, get lost. Okay, because you know what? That's the only way I can tell you. Because you will not touch or harm another human being as I'm working the medicine work that I do. Okay? So don't come in here with your crap and try to sugarcoat shit, because that's not going to happen anymore. Done with that. Done. I've looked the other way too many times, try to patch things over and try to make things right. But you know what? That can't happen. We have to be concise, and we have to listen. And sometimes when we listen and when we see it with our own eyes and feel it with our own heart, and what these people are doing, no. So the holistic community is just like any other community, and it has its bad apples. Okay? And those bad apples are always going to be bad apples. Hopefully they learn from their mistakes, and hopefully they move on. Okay? So love and light people, we're just human beings too. So let us not get on our pedestals and think that we're better than everybody else because we have some kind of deep connection to spirit. No, every freaking human being on this planet has a connection to spirit when they open up their heart, their spirit, and their soul to it. So this illusion that us awoken people, whatever, that we have some kind of tether to spirit. No, spirit is because we're all from the same source. We're all from the Creator. We're all from the same thing. All right? Some of us just are open in our minds to just receive the message. Anyhow, I'm done because you know what? I think I've said enough. I think I got to the point, and I believe I said what I needed to say. But those of you who want to come into this sacred space and violate other people's space, you're not welcome. Don't come. Don't come in here. Because you know what? I will throw you out. I will get you out, and you're not welcome. Okay? Because, I've seen too many people get hurt. I've watched too many other people violate other people. I've seen my students get violated by other masters and teachers, supposedly gurus in our community, violating women. And you know what? And no one believes these women. Okay? All right? And you know what? I'm just a reminder, that people know, people watch. Everybody's got an eye. If you think you're doing good things, you think you're doing bad things, yeah, you're doing good and you're doing bad. People see everything you do, especially when you're in the front. I'm in the front. A lot of you who are on here are on the front, and people see what you do. And your actions speak louder than words. So my actions, my mouth is going to open up, and I'm going to say, those of you who want to come into our sacred space and violate other people, you're not welcome here. And don't come, because if you do, you're out the door. And that's all I'm going to say from here. Because no one should ever have to feel unsafe in sacred space. And you know what? I'm more goo than Ru. That's something I learned from one of my great teachers. All right? I'm more goo than Ru. I ain't nobody's guru. The only one that I am accountable to is the Great Spirit, and that's it. Period.